Right, yo! I do apologise about leaving the way I did beforehand. I had things to do. Right, so I forgot that we were actually still stuck on this. That's actually great. That's amazing. I love this. This is my favourite shrine ever made. I never want to leave this shrine. Never want to leave the shrine. The shrine of the people. How the fuck is it actually meant to get there? Like, it swings, but even when beforehand we got, like, two of them off, they just fell. They just fell. And if I had stasis, this would be done. Be finished. Be over. But I don't have stasis. I've got poo. Lots of it. And it's stinky. God, honestly, I don't know what I'm doing at this point. Whee! No! Nope, 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 nope. Yeah. It's just... I've got something that goes down the track. It's just that, you know, it stays there. Yeah, like... Okay, so we've got something that will, like, actually go there now? No? I don't understand. Like, trying to straighten up. I don't get it. I, honest to God, I don't get it. I don't understand what I'm meant to do here. I can roll it down here, but I can't make it swerve. And then when I do make it swerve, it just, it falls. It doesn't jump over or anything like that. It just ends. Like... doing that? I, I have a newfound deep disrespect for many things at the moment. Wow. That just, that wasted no time of dying. Holy moly. There we go. My goodness, I have a wire on my controller. What is this? 2002? 1998? Memes? 99 love balloons. You know what? I'll say it. I know it's just because the distance I actually have with the Switch at the moment, which isn't a lot, but this cable's a lot longer than I expected it to be. Oh, I forgot we were on Caveland. Caveland. Have you ever wanted to live in a cave? Have I got the place for you? It's called Caveland. Now I'm up here. Whee! That one's done. I'm keeping my eye out for Whittle or Schwines. Whittle or Schwines? You know, the kind of swines that I will. Fresh meat for the grinder. What was the thing I needed in order to upgrade my stuff? It was like a boss material, wasn't it? Whoa. So that tinge in my hand for a second then. That was fun. There's got to be like another shrine down there, right? 99 love for love. Ah, there's one right over there. Yeah. Oh, where? No, actually, where? You know what really encourages me to fight these guys? The knowledge that when I've done it, a blood moon will come up momentarily and just completely erase my progress. It's like... It's fine. Like, all in all, it's... I never actually had an issue with the existence of the blood moon in Breath of the Wild, but it really does feel like that for some reason they are doubling down on it in this game. Like, their idea of making things more difficult is legitimately just to have more blood moons. And I don't understand why. Like... Shall we try attaching this to a weapon? Plus 13. There's a little heart as well. But yeah, what was I gonna say? It's not exactly like... I just put up a post about this, but combat in this game isn't exactly great. I just... It's training time again. What do you mean? What are you doing, dude? I had a comment recently of someone going over the fact that apparently I speed read. Oh, I'll try. Like, they generally just thought I was skipping a shit ton of dialogue, and I was there like, no, I've been reading it. Okay. I'll give it a try. Whoa, hang on. Hang on. Right, whoa, 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 whoa. But it doesn't... This is stupid. This is so stupid. There's no guarantee that I can actually get it from there. No! I'm dealing with the game's shit hitboxes for this. This is terrible. But, like, how... No, it's terrible. It's like the hitboxes for so much in this game were just off. Yeah, no, I'm good. I've had my fill of that now. I should probably address, considering I'm still playing this after I've gone through Ganondorf twice now. Like, what are my plans with the remainder of this series? And honestly, I think I'm just going to keep going till I get bored. I'm editing things in the background, and I'm trying to do a number of other personal tasks. So actually playing this title at the moment is kind of relaxing for myself. But okay, didn't mean to do that, but I'll take it. Come the 22nd of June, I will be playing through Final Fantasy 16. Did I eat all the 5 things? I think I did. That's okay. I've got... Where is he? Where's Beat Boy? Well, that fucking sucked. Can I... What? I get that there's water underneath and that's what's stopping them. What the fuck's stopping that? Is it the rain? God, I can't line anything up because I can't fucking see past the horde of memes. There we go. No clue how I'm getting out of this, by the way. No, I didn't. Oh, I'll be jumping up and flying out. Okay, I got you. There was one fairly early on like that in Breath of the Wild. Was it like outside the first stable, like the closest stable that you can come across? Stacking a path. Oh, I didn't even finish what I was saying beforehand about my my post. Yeah, now that I've played like a crap ton of this title, I have gotten to the point where I can confidently talk about the gameplay in a number of systems and feel like I've got something fairly accurate to say on the matter at this point. Um, so I have basically I've commented on the fact that combat in this game is pretty rough, to say the least. I wouldn't say it's bad, but this is another. Oh, this is another issue retaining to. Sorry, there we go. This is another issue retaining to, like, the amount of content that's in this game and how much of it is actually, like, well developed. Because I have mentioned that there are a number of things in. Oh my god! Okay, there are a number of This is going to be very weird to do. Oh, that'll work. Oh, you know what? Fuck it. I know what I wanted to do here. Anyway, yeah, there are a number of like there's a series of mechanics in this game, right? I talked about it in the last stream as well, somewhat. The idea that having a load of mechanics does not equate to it being good overall. You know, it just means that this game has a lot of variety. Not saying that variety is a bad thing. It isn't. That variety is a great way at keeping your game fresh. The issue is more to do with oh, that is beautiful. But yeah, the issue is more to do with the idea of keeping up the depth of each mechanic. You spend so much time you spend so much time like creating and adding new mechanics to a title like this, and it's like, okay, well, none of the mechanics in particular have room to breathe. It's not that the mechanics themselves are bad in any way, because they're not. They're perfectly fine. But that is to say that each of the individual mechanics are... I'm trying to think of the right word to describe it, like, without going into, like, a weird, most metaphorical thing. It's... I don't want to say dry. That's not the term I want to use. It's plain. That's probably the best way to describe how I feel towards the mechanics of this game. And not just how I feel towards these mechanics, but rather how these mechanics are. They are just plain. There isn't a lot of depth to them. In fact, the second you focus on combat for longer than, like, a minute or so, yeah, there are issues. There are quite a few issues, largely to do with balance, more so than anything else. I said this during both iterations of fighting Ganondorf. With the Demon King's army section, when you're going through that, all you need to do in order to be available and ready for that phase of the game is to get there and kill one enemy. Even along the way to the area, you just need to kill one enemy, and then you will have a weapon that can stand up against most enemies in the game. Breath of the Wild did it too. When you go to Hyrule Castle in Breath of the Wild, you just needed to kill one enemy, and then once that one enemy was killed, you could take their equipment, and you would end up being well equipped for most enemies in the game. And that is an issue of balance, and it makes the journey to the end game feel redundant. Like, you're doing it for narrative past that point, and if the narrative isn't good, looking at this game, then we really do have an issue in regards to incentive. Because now everything's been put into question. It's not just the main mechanics that you're doing over the course of the story, but the story itself is now being put into question in terms of the incentive to get through it. Like, if it's a hindrance, if it's actively impeding on your progress to get some of the best equipment in the game as easy as possible, yeah, you're flat out stopping yourself. You're sort of like you're making your experience elongated for a reason that isn't entirely justified. Now, obviously, the handicap that not the handicap. What's the term I want to use? The bonus of actually going through the game and getting all of like the avatars, for example. There we go. Yeah, the bonus of doing that is that you've got more of a distraction during the end game, and you don't have to take out 5 of the bosses at that point. Which is, you know, that is a reasonable enough... that is a reasonable enough reward for what you're doing. But then we start getting to the big matter, the thing that people don't address in Breath of the Wild or this game. Combat itself. So, how does combat work in this game? What is the depth for... What is the depth for combat in this game? Like, how far does it go? What can you do with it? How much of it is justified? Stuff like that. So, breaking it down nice and easy. Combat in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom works as following. You have a series of weapons in various categories, whether they be two-handed, whether they be spears, one-handed swords, clubs, stuff like that. You know, there's a range of weapons. That being said, I'm sort of proving my point now, actually. Those weapons, whilst they do have different attack animations and they do initiate... They do initiate various combats and like combats, like combos at different times. So your basic combo, for example, with a two-handed weapon is different from your combo with a one-handed weapon, or with a spear, so on and so forth. but some of you might know where I'm going to go with this. That doesn't really change the glaring issue with said combos and combat. Yes, the amount of time it takes to do a... In fact, that only adds to it. I've just realised something else as well. Oh, thank you. Right, yeah, so the amount of time it actually takes for you to do a basic combo with any weapon is different depending on what type of weapon you get. That is some form of depth. Here's the issue. Regardless of the enemy type you're facing, when it comes to standard enemies in the game, so, you know, most humanoid enemies, even in fact, most enemies in general, they will all have one very big issue. The issue of knockback. The issue of critical hits, like that. And that's essentially what wins you the game, right? So, regardless of what weapon you have, you can always perform a flurry rush. Most enemy attack patterns are the same. And are fairly wide open, so a flurry rush is nearly always available, and parries as well. So, okay. What does that imply for the rest of the game then? Nothing good. With a stick, and I mean the most basic ass weapon in the game, a literal stick, a tree stick, a wooden stick, you can knock most enemies flat onto the ground after a basic combo with it, despite damage values. That is a problem. Because now we're dealing with the fact that regardless of what weapon you've got, you can consistently take down 90% of the enemies in this game. Bosses being the exception, I want to say, but look at this. Both of them have like improved flurry rush as well. But yeah, hopefully you get what I mean when I say that. It massively messes with any depth the weapons had in the first place, and now you have a reliable cheat for everything. You always know that with a large two-handed weapon, after 2 attacks, Link will perform a swing, or rather during the second attack, Link will perform a swing that will knock most enemies apart from bosses onto their asses, regardless of the enemy's health and their strength, and regardless of the damage value of the weapon that you're using. That isn't a good thing. That's a very, very bad thing. Oh. Well, I can sort of guess where this is going. Right, is this going to be one where I like... just gonna casually bypass the system here. Ah. Oh, it just spawns it back here. Oh, fuck. Oh, god damn it. Come on. I was doing so well. Oh, there is the cheap way. I wanted to use the rewind feature, god damn it. I thought that would have been really cool, but never mind. I guess we'll do it this way. But yeah, anyway, hopefully you can sort of... Wow. That was not what I wanted. Okay. What is what I want? What is the intended way to do things then? Game? What aren't you telling me? Oh, there's another one there. I mean, that doesn't change anything, really. Just add another one on and then we're good. Oh yeah, I've also seen someone, like, try to claim that, like, some of the physics-based stuff in this game have put, like, other physics-based games to absolute shame. I'm just here, like... yeah... I'm not entirely convinced by that. I think people tend to be caught up with the idea of a game having a physics engine means that by default the physics engine must be good because the physics engine exists. That's not the case. Like, I don't know how people think, how people thought, like, yeah, I don't know how people thought, like, Half-Life worked and the Source engine, because, I mean, these days it's questionable to, oh yeah, yeah, these days it's questionable to, like, they're dated at this point, right? Looking back at them, the physics engine in Half-Life 1 is a blank because it barely had one, and then the physics engine in Half-Life 2 was, you know, applauded, everyone absolutely loved it. But if you have to look at the reason why people loved the physics engine in Half-Life 2, it was largely because it was so interactive. You know, you could pick up almost anything. You could throw things about, mess about with the environment to the most of your ability. It's something that many other games have replicated on some small or large scale at this point. Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom should not be used as examples of titles that have done this to like a an insanely well done degree. The physics engine in this game isn't great. And I say that largely because the way you test something like this is try to pull off an action, like climbing a hill, for example, a mountain, and then finding somewhere to stand whilst you're on the incline. Now, what you'll often find in these games is that you can stand on the exact same type of incline twice, and the game's reaction to that will be different both times. First time around, like on something like this, we can stand fine. But now if I slip down even further, at the point where I was standing perfectly fine, Link just slips. It's I'm not going to say it's inconsistent. My theory for it was something along the lines of shoddy hitboxes and event markers. So basically, depending on where Link is standing and what shape or sort of like, you know, the elevation of it, the slant of it, the basic physical properties and stuff like that, it would essentially try to account for all of this and come out with a result. So, for example, if Link is standing on a sharp incline, and the game has acknowledged that, because of where Link is standing, the event marker goes off, then the game will say, Link starts to slip. And then Link proceeds to do so. The issue is here that that's not consistent, and I think that might be just to do with the shape of the hitboxes and event markers. So, okay, event markers, obvious enough. Step on an event marker, or you go to a certain place where an event marker is there. It is invisible, but once you do that, something will trigger. A prompt, like a button prompt, for example, an action in the environment, something to do with the way Link moves, like momentum, various things like that. And a hitbox is very similar. It's a, as it says on the tin, it's an event that is often a box. You know, you essentially fire a weapon at an enemy, for example, and then depending on where that attack lands on the enemy, the corresponding hitbox will go off, and then that will say how much damage they took, what type of damage they took, stuff like that. Now, there have been several instances in my playthrough alone of this in Breath of the Wild where I have performed the same type of attack on an enemy twice, like shooting him in the eye, and then only one time, or the head, rather. I'm thinking of like the Hinoxes, for example. But by doing that, it deals critical damage one time, you hit him in the exact same place or thereabouts the second time, and it won't register it. More often than not, that's because the shape of the hitboxes is shoddy. I want to receive reward.
Aye. Oh. Ah.
That's not what I wanted to do. Nope. There we go. I don't like the way that's positioned. There we go. And off we go. So I should be right in assuming that this is the last Great Fairy. Damn right we're doing it this way. That was how loosey-goosey the horse's AI was as well then. Genuinely steering in the other direction and the horse is just reacting with the environment so hard. It's insane. Speaking of horse, I need to move this one out of the way. There we go. Oof. Rolling around at the speed of sound. God, this is a little finicky. I know the wheels aren't exactly lined up and I've only got 2 of them out there at the moment. I mean, technically there are 6. I don't know if the bottom 4 are actually touching the ground though. I really hope that this isn't the last side quest where we do something like this. I really enjoyed these missions, I ain't gonna lie. I just enjoy making these vehicles. Why are we stuck? I think that should work. The wheels I need to take off? I think it might be. That's... Select the wheel, remove the wheel, the roof comes off. Of course, that makes perfect sense. That's exactly how that should go. Oh, it's gonna... Please don't tell me it's just gonna be like, oh, you just lost all of your equipment now. Yeah, it's actually just removed all of my stuff. It hasn't returned it back to me, has it? No, it's just deleted it all. It hasn't even put it down to one side for me to try again or anything like that. It's just outright removed all of my stuff. How does that work? Like, look at this. It says I can grab specifically the wheel. God. Okay. Plan B. Yes, I'm serious about this. I... I don't have another. That's fine. I can make this work. It's gonna look messy, but it'll work. I swear it'll work. This is so messed up. Holy shit. Right, everyone on board. Last but not least, everything's going to be fine. I'm sure this will go splendidly. Actually, before we begin, I don't have any fans or anything like that to push this along. That's fine, we don't need them. Can I just... Apparently not. God, you know what? Rule of thumb, never try to be clever in this game, because it will always punish you for it. Punish you by removing all the hard work you put into it. Only had a proper roof. Yeah, because that's going to keep out the cold. Let's play a new game. It's called How Violent Will the Horse Turn When I Go Up This Mountain? I'm actually having to steal the camera rather than the analog stick. Don't you dare. sure it's worth it to see the same exact song over and over and over again with just one more added instrument in an unskippable cutscene.
Yahoo! Yeah, yeah. Oh. Yeah, yeah.
God, now that I know, like I knew earlier on in the playthrough, but now that I know that these are just Mii's, it's so apparent. Apparent.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, huh? Nah. Oh. Oh.
I consider you an honorary member of our Grand Stable Trotters Troop.
Oh. Yeah, yeah.
As your
Yeah, yeah.
driver?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because I sure as shit can't do anything else. Right, what do you need for it? So it's Hinox Guts and Flint. Okay. Um. Right, so that's all of them. Okay, we could just do this at this point. I ain't gonna lie. It's gonna be tedious, but at the very least, it's like we just do it. It should be okay. So like 4 eyes that aren't gonna be dropped down and taken to the central mine. Cool, good stuff. Okay. Right, which one's closest? That one. Okay. There we go. Labyrinth over there as well. Is it going to be one of these? I'd like to bet. Probably. Can I use, like, a hammer to make it quicker? Nope, of course I can't. Okay, hang on. Whee! Whoop. God, this brings me back. Remember when we started all this? Whee! Right. I'll do. Um, I'm sure this won't go horribly wrong. Okie dokie, the truth, and bonk. No such thing as overkill. Dunk. Right, I'm trying to remember where the statue was. Was the statue up above? Might have been. Anyone want to find out? Yeah, there it is. Imagine if I just threw it. Like, that'll do. God, this isn't at all creepy whatsoever. That's one. Hmm. God, do you think I could just, like... You think this will set me all the way back up to the Great Plateau? No. No, it won't. Ugh. Right then. God, this really does suck. Is there really no quick way back up? Oh, I'll take that. Right. Fine, we'll do it the hard way, for no apparent reason. I mean, to be fair, maybe there are more shrines in the Great Plateau that are just hidden. But now with that we've got the fully upgraded sensor. Should be fine. Should be. I suppose it doesn't really matter. We'll just head off over here. Ooh. Gee whiz, does this mean an upcoming Phantom Ganon fight? Which would be extremely underwhelming, but is that what this means? I have no more fire bombs. Oh, I do. There they are. Hey, not really what I wanted to do there, but I'll take it, I guess. Yep. Not what I wanted to do. Right, Phantom Cannon time? Yeah. God, it's like, oh, okay. Where? Shit. I haven't even done a hit yet, and everyone else is just wailing on him. Could you imagine if he had, like, ragdoll physics like other enemies? I flurry rushed when there was no reason to flurry rush. This is the life we live. Well, that happened. Those fights are mental. They don't dish out. Do you? Nah. I was just gonna say, wouldn't it be cool if, as you took out like the Phantom Cannons across the world during the final fight, those Phantom Cannons vanished? Like you didn't have to fight so many. I'm not opposed to how the finale was handled. I should probably point that out. You know, it's fine. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. God, apparently there's 1,000 Korok seeds in this game. That is mental. Like, if I ever decide to go after every single Korok in this game, it's because something's happened to me. Like, cool help. How many Koroks have we gotten? Show up on the map actually, wouldn't it? Or not? I don't have a tracker for it. I thought there would be one. Hmm. Have you yet to find a shrine here yet? Oh. I'm gonna say it's below now, isn't it? There's just one right around here, is there? Yeah, near... Oh, God. I said like a well or something. Um... Is it down here? I refuse to believe it's in the chasm. We have yet to see a single shrine in the chasm. It would be really weird for it to be there. It's kind of weird that there's no opening here, though. I actually really don't feel comfortable leaving this area until there's a shrine. Great, that means nothing. Um... Um... I feel slightly betrayed by society and this game. Looking down the holes just to make sure that I can't actually go through them. It's saying it's below. Hmm. Wait, does that mean that the other one's still down here? That's not what I wanted to do. Woo! Right. Oh. Um, River of the Dead Waterfall. Good. Fire and water. And electricity. Do not forget that. Um. Oh no, is it just gonna be that easy? Well, I don't even need to do the extra thing for this. Do-do-do-do-do. So close. I know what I can do. Actually, no, I don't want to do that, do I? There we go. And no rewind. That felt like a cheap way of doing it. It's cool that it let me, though. I wish more shrines sort of allowed me to do that. Whee! Wonder what like the maximum amount of parts you can get in this game is. Like, can I convert all of the orbs I have into hearts? Or would there be like a limit on that? That was an easy one. That's probably worth looking at. You have now thrown 2 eyes. Okay, got you. So, if this changes, then I know that it's kept the other one down as well. I suppose this mission, this quest rather, is here to sort of get us familiar with this place. It's just kind of weird. Yeah, I mean that's the only way I can like properly describe it. It's just kind of weird. It's like I think what's off-putting for me about all this in particular is how it's still a matter of like the game not being able to account for what the player has and hasn't done. You know, it's I mean, I suppose like, a quest like this is fairly harmless in the long run, though, because it's kind of okay that it can't account for the fact that the player might have already explored this place and they just haven't gone to the Great Plateau, because maybe they're saving the Great Plateau for another time or something like that. But there is a form of like tedium that you can't really get away from. Which is, it's not the end of the world. It's annoying, but it's not like... A part of me sort of like, okay, yeah, I can understand how A got to B, you know. god, this is just draining my resources. Whee! Bonk. Wait, what did you say? Oh, he deemed me as a threat. Okay. Where are the elevators? They down there? Yeah. Ah, no, 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 no. Just gotta put the microphone there. There. That there. And now... Oh... I can stretch my legs. Whoop-dee-doo. I feel like this is kind of a... Oh, I don't know if I would say a really bad idea. It's kind of like demonish, you know? It's good that we can just teleport to that shrine now, though. Still need to figure out what the other one is, but that's okie dokie. God, I know I said it yesterday, but honestly, this controller is like life. It feels better playing with something that works. Oh. It's going to be really awkward at some point for me to go back to the Joy-Cons. I feel like that if I ever did go back to the Joy-Cons, I'd probably have to replace them just because of drift. Thankfully, drift is only on one controller with the Joy-Con at the moment, but I'd probably have to replace it. At the very least, now when it comes to the Joy-Cons, they will only be used for portable mode for me. Like I can't imagine ever using them again, besides from games that actively use motion controls. Like, for example, when I do my review for Skyward Sword, I will be covering Skyward Sword HD, and I would be more specifically, I'd be doing two different runs of the game. I'll be doing one using a regular controller and one using the motion controls. God, look at this. It feels so dead without the Guardians. Right, like... I'm not going to go as far as to say it's like, oh, the Guardians in this area were, you know, hashtag iconic. That's... I'm not going to go that far, but... It's more so to do with the fact that they had like a purpose being in this area. Oh, something I haven't actually addressed in the many hours we've played this game at this point is um, reusing assets. Because there's this weird thing going around at the moment about... I mean, granted, it's actually been a deal that's been haunting the internet for a while now, when people deem reused assets to mean automatically lazy or bad. It's not. Um, it's not about the fact that they've got reused assets. It's more to do with how those reused assets are used, if that makes sense. Um, I mean, they could have just done the entire game completely differently. Absolutely, that is something that they very much could have decided to do. Whoa. Wait, is... So, okay, this one just literally drops me outside of it. I didn't need to do that. Oop. Ah. Anyway, yeah, so reusing assets, I don't have an issue with that. Once again, it's just about how that's executed. Um, so yeah, there's my 2 cents on that. But I guess if I was going to go a little bit more in depth, there are sections of this game that I would say that they suffer as a result of reusing assets. For example, where we just were, less in terms of this being a standalone title, more in terms of this being a sequel. It's really... That was awesome. It's really hard to look at certain areas and sort of realise that they were specifically designed with Guardian encounters in mind. And because the Guardians have been removed, those areas kind of come across feeling hollow. Like the little maze that we just did then to get this, it's really unnotable now that the Guardian's gone. I suppose that, like, the following question would be... The following question would be, what could they do differently? And there are some things, you know, I, I kind of feel like that if the constructs are meant to be their attempts at putting like the Guardians and the Sentinels in this game, it's a dry attempt. Okay, so there's one up top now. Got you. But yeah, it feels like a dry attempt, largely because the Guardians were objectively the most in-depth enemies in Breath of the Wild. They just were. Unlike other enemies where you could just like stun lock them and slide them about the place. Not saying that you couldn't do that with the Guardians, but you had to build your way up to it. You had to earn that. Starting off with the game before you get powerful enough equipment to actually take out the Guardians with ease, you would have to take off the Guardian's legs. I've said this before, but you would have to take off the Guardian's legs in order to cripple it enough to be able to keep it still and deal that damage to it. And at the same time, you had to avoid its gaze, because the second it looked at you, it could fire off a giant beam and just eradicate you right then and there in the early game. It was an intimidating threat, and this game doesn't really have that. The constructs aren't intimidating. And a lot of that is just down to the fact that the constructs don't particularly act any different to normal enemies. They function almost identically. If we were trying to say, though, that like the constructs aren't attempting to replace the Guardians, then I don't know if I would necessarily agree with you, but I would be inclined to hear out the reason behind that statement, if that makes sense. It's sort of like, out of the few new enemies in this game, the Guardians are not the Guardians, sorry, the constructs seem to be the closest in functionality to the Guardians, which makes me raise an eyebrow as to why they didn't do more with them. Still would attempt to figure this out later on now. But yeah, I mean, it's not an issue with the constructs themselves. It's more about the fact that by removing the Guardians from this game, they have effectively handicapped a majority of the areas that they've brought back. In some ways, you could probably argue that that's why... there's the eye. You could probably argue that's why... the blood moons are so much more frequent now. I'd still have an issue with that statement, I ain't gonna lie. Because I don't even necessarily think that the existence of the blood moons, like, makes the game intimidating, if that makes sense. It's sort of like, oh yeah, that's a thing that exists. That's, that's fine, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Um, I'm I kind of like, I'm just staring at the map thinking to myself, like, I really don't want to continue on until I've done this. So we've tried down below, we've tried over there. The only thing left really is to look around here-ish. Like, is there... Is there a cave or anything like that up here? Ah, an evil tree. Run away. What's this? There is something over here. Is this anything? Nope. Well, this is just great for me being able to see things. I don't even remember activating it, to be fair. Um, like, huh. You know? Just, huh. Maybe I've gone too far. I don't know, it feels like the kind of place where they'll be like, here's a well, out of nowhere. Could follow the wall, I guess. Hmm. I'm like really paranoid about missing out on like shrines when I've just walked past them. Anything? Oh! Great Plateau Foothill Cliff. Maybe. Maybe. Come on, one more for the show. Really just reaches a point of tedium. I get that I could use a hammer, but then I'll be breaking weapons, and it'll be another ordeal. It's just tedious overall. We're getting closer. To be fair, I still don't know if this is the place to be. I'd assume so. It's pointing off in this direction, so could be. Are there any bomb flowers in here? What the? That's not what I wanted to do. I have no idea where that dude was going. There we go. Good stuff. We're doing pretty well on shrines at the moment. You know, a part of me is actually quite tempted. When things have like cooled down a little bit with this title, and potentially when I'm done with Final Fantasy 16, to go and stream Breath of the Wild. For no other reason than I didn't really get the chance to replay Breath of the Wild right before this came out. Breath of the Wild is definitely one of those titles where it's like I've played it so many times and in a myriad of ways that I can picture it in the back of my head like it's nothing. You know, well, not like it's nothing, but you get what I mean. I can picture it in such a way where I can refer back to it mentally. With ease. Aha. That's kind of a cool use of that. There was a puzzle involving stars that was a bit like that in Breath of the Wild, except that puzzle sucked because you walked into the shrine and then you looked at everything that was going on and it was like, oh, by the way, you need to be able to you need to be able to read the constellations outside of the shrine to solve the puzzle inside the shrine. It's like, oh great, that's awesome, but the cryptic ass message that was delivered in order to even decipher that that's what I was meant to do was already an annoyance. Then finding out, oh by the way, you need to turn around, it was on another level. It was like, wait, what? I came all this way just to be told, nah, I don't think you're doing it right. You know, I don't. Ah, fuck it. Prime rewards are rarely worth it. Like, the orbs are great. I like the orbs. There's an interesting choice to be made there as well. I think that actually the orbs in both Breath of the Wild and this game are like the most constant form of depth that the player has to keep making in terms of a choice. The player has to keep going back and forth in terms of like, oh, do I want to get stamina or do I want to get hearts? And depending on what you go for, it does massively impact. That scared the shit out of me. Oh, never do that again, game. Never do that again. Oh my god. That did something to me. My heart skipped a beat there. What the fuck? Oh yeah. Please spawn me above land. Oh, come on. See, entire thing like this. No, I refuse to believe that. There we go. Right, has it remembered that I threw the eye down the well? The well, the chasm. The well chasm. No. Okay. Woo! Right. Did not mean to do that. Eh. Not what I wanted to do. Right, fuck it, we're building it down here because clearly the game doesn't want me to do otherwise. I miss my boat car. I ain't even gonna lie. It was a beautiful contraption. It went too soon. Right, and off we go. Gather around the campfire, we'll sing the campfire song. Do 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 do. CAMPFIRE SONG song. The campfire song. Excuse me. Did I just run over a bomb flower? I think I might have done. Bit freaky. God, I'm just thinking about the contraptions that this game could have helped, like, enable you to make. And what we ended up getting instead. I mean, don't get me wrong. You're going to get those people who absolutely, like, decimate this game in terms of what they've made. You know, I've already seen like a clip here and there of people making their own mechs and stuff like that. But even that's a little fucked. The fact that the trailer for this game showcased Link making a mech, and then when you actually get down to playing the game, it's like, oh, the game never really gets to the point where it like requires you to do something like that, and it is exactly that, like requirements. That is the incentive, like the push forwards, the reward you get for making something like that. Building a mech with limited resources sounds interesting by itself, but when you realize you've done it and there's no reason to there's not only no objective reason why you made that, but also it will vanish after you turn a corner. It's insane. You return to me, my eyes, the vessels of my spirit. We can now speak properly. In ancient times, my eyes were stolen and sealed away. For eons, I have awaited one who would hear my voice and return them to me, and here you are. As promised, I will repay your kindness by bestowing good fortune upon you. Oh! That hasn't been explained yet either, how there's like gloom surrounding all the heart containers and stuff. Was that it? What, Tunic of the Depths? Oh crap, so it's showcasing... Wow. Wow. It's got gloom resistant as well. Yeah, there's no reason why I shouldn't do that. That's actually a really awesome thing to have. That's just a permanent upgrade. Good stuff. Thumbs up there. Yeah, that's never not going to be funny. The fact that we can get these things. Even looks kind of badass. I need to upgrade it, of course, but... Oh, it only gives me one. So I guess when I upgrade it, it will give me more. Okay, yeah, that's cool. I'm happy with that as yeah, I'm just happy with that. um, right, that's another side adventure done. What else have we got? Um, Can I take a picture? Right, first. That's kind of creepy, you know. Blech. I got some clear pictures, which is interesting. Where have they all gone? I gotcha. Oh. What, can I not take a picture of... No, she just doesn't exist. That's kind of weird. Right, yeah. Anyway. I suppose the pen quests is really the next step. Although... Right, let's head here, because we can get the fashion stuff as well, actually. And then once we've done that... Yeah, we've got the pen stuff and we've got the dragon stuff. I think we have the dragon stuff just because we've got all the avatars now, so we should be able to just swoop through that very quickly. See what I did there? Dragons. Come on, boulder boy. Woo! Whistling Hill Cave. Where is everyone? Whoa. That stung just a little. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Just did not expect it to go on for that length of time. God, yeah, the spread of the rubies are insane. Is this it? Yeah, we've got that. Did miss out on an explosive wall, but I think we should be alright. Oh god. Of course. Right, is there gonna be a boss? I don't think there's gonna be a boss. Oh, come on. There we go. Another royal shield. That's pretty good. God damn it. Really? Blood Moon now. Feels like you can hiccup in this game and it's like, oh, Blood Moon, Blood Moon. You step on a, like, wrong paving slab. The game just goes, oh. It's done. It's done. I don't think you've had enough fun fighting the exact same enemies yet. Rubber armor. Was that it? I'm not sure how I feel about that as like a shock resistance type thing. I mean, if it's like avoiding lightning in general, just switch armor and you'll be fine. Why does it say that cave isn't done? Is it because of the one bit of rock that I didn't destroy? Like this one here. missing something? There's like one more chest or something like that. Oh, maybe it's referring to the rock dude. God, it's never not annoying to have archers appear and then like they just don't leave any arrows. There we go. Not anything that's explosive. Not anymore by the looks of things. We got any bonfires on the walls? Like, realistically speaking, I just need the one. Boop. There we go. There's still something else here, apparently. I missed something? There it is. Hey, look, it's something that we did all the way back at the start of the game and never again. Okay, there's clearly another way of doing this, but the fuck it all works. That stupid jingle. I remember when it used to mean something. Blasting it for any reason now. But he said I hid the chips.
Ow! Hmm. Hmm.
It's not unusual. Okay. Rightio. I think I'm gonna leave it here.